Hello! Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. That was very well timed with the music. I am going to be doing some practice today. So it's probably going to be a shorter stream. But that's okay, because we had a really long stream last week. So this time, just a bit shorter. I'm going to be doing a 2-hour class with line of action. You can see just in the top corner over there that I've got what I'll be currently drawing. The way it works is that line of action kind of lines up different drawings for different amounts of time when you're on class mode, which is the mode that I like to use. So the first couple of sketches are all going to be like 30 seconds. They're going to be very quick. It's going to be trying just to get the pose lightning fast. And then after that, it's like 1 minute, 2 minutes, all the way up until we do like a 40-minute thing. I apologize for ads, Exile. I thought they should have been gone by now. Oh, wait, no. Yep, you caught the tail end of it, I'm afraid. I am looking into it. Yeah. I'm looking into it. I know they'll be gone soon. I'm just going to keep rambling then for a couple of minutes to make sure that all the ads have been cleared. Yeah, what was I saying? I was saying stuff about the length of the drawings. So, as we get into it, we'll have more detailed, longer drawings. But until then, we have just a few sketches. So we'll try and do those first. As always, when it comes to these practice streams, I always really like when people can draw along with me. So if you would like to do that, you can use !draw, like so. And Pet Mimic Bot will share the website that I'm using. And you can create your own class, and you can use whatever models you want for whatever length of time you want. You can make a class. You can just decide to do a single image if that's what you have time for. No pressure, but it's I just find it to be a really useful tool. Okay. I think I'm gonna get started. So let me come back here, and I am going to press play and then start going, because these things are pretty quick, actually. Oh, okay, well, I should have realized this a second ago before I pressed start, but I'm gonna have to resize a few things. So that's gonna do some weird stuff to my overlay. Let's fix it. See you talking, but you can't hear because of ads. Oh my gosh, again? These ads. They're almost done. Hooray! Just as... yeah, that's very strange. Done. Hooray! Welcome back, Exile. Thank you so much. I hate the ads. I really do. I mentioned this before. I'm definitely looking into leaving affiliate because I don't... The amount of aggro that the ads, I think, cause my viewers completely outweighs any... I feel like it just outweighs the benefits of subscribing and stuff. And I just don't feel like I want to ask people to subscribe to get rid of these terrible ads. So I think I'm looking into it. Yeah, exactly. That's it. I know nobody's mad or anything because it's how Twitch works. It's very much a me thing. Okay, I'm going to press start. So I'm going to be quick. I've got 30 seconds to try and get this image. I didn't change my brush settings, so that was silly. Let's turn the flow and the opacity down. Yeah, that'll do for the bit. I've now got 15 seconds, so I am gonna just think about how that leg is. This is not a good one. It's fine. We messed this one up. That's okay. Okay, so next image. I try and like just find, as the website is called, the line of action, and kind of go from there. So we've got an arm, and then this one's coming out here. We have a big gun, and they're looking in this direction. There we go. So the first ones are just ridiculously quick. They're very straight, so we've got arms. Ah, what a chill Pokemon track. Excellent. And then we've got the legs just kind of springing off like this. The bird masks always kind of freak me out a little bit. But there we go. Still 30 seconds. So we've got a kind of more of a slouched posture. Got a hand and a phone. Other shoulder is visible. And the knees are very close together. Okay, moving on. I will look back at chat in a bit. These ones are very quick. I will give it a pause as soon as the minute ones start. I like the 30-second sketches because I feel like they warm me up a little bit. So this is way too big. I'm gonna cheat because I'm on a digital platform. I can cheat. Okay. Another sitting one. This one's cool. This one's from like a back 3/4 pose, which is certainly something I don't usually look at. There we go. Another leg is here. Chair is like this angle. Oh, another leg up. Oh, it's a minute. Okay, I'll give it a pause. Let's check chat. They're very quick. 30 seconds is very quick. Oh, and that is not framed well. I'm gonna have a look at it. Praise the sun. Thank the gods you found a chair. I'm glad you found a chair. Okay, let's see if I can reframe this, because it's hard because they're all like different lengths. So I think I'd prefer that it was kind of weird in the frame. There we go. Just been giving brief descriptions of the images, not what. No worries. That's what I thought. I was like, that sounds like the things that we've been drawing. Okay, we've got a slightly longer time, but a minute is still very short. So let's keep this going. So I'm gonna it's a slightly different pose from before because her body's tilted in a different way and she's a different body type. And we've got the leg just there. Her foot's like slightly off of the block. Again, I've gone too big. This is the joys of digital. I can scale. Feet at this angle are my absolute worst nightmare. I remember when doing a practice stream once before, that was one of our long ones. Ooh, an interesting pose. One of our long ones had a pose foot like that, and I did spend a considerable amount of time trying to get it a bit better, and it did help. Okay, got a hand and an arm that needs to come out. And then we've got the bend. And I usually try to look for like reference points within the image as I go. So like the knee is past the elbow, which is why I've done it past the elbow here. And then we've got, oh, no, no feet. No feet for me. Okay, so this is, we've got bending down. So we've got an arm like this and her back. So I'm going to try and actually get lines in a bit more. So her feet, the feet are interesting because they're like properly, they're almost like holding on to the step. We got the hand. So we got the wheel, the back of the chair. Can't see her other arm. That's the phone. Okay. Aha, 5 minutes. I shall give a pause. The folded shrimp. Know the theory of drawing just bad practice. Yeah, I feel like that's why I like to do these practice streams. I really like because I know there's things that I should be doing. Like I feel like I should be getting the line of action through first, and I notice while watching these streams back that I do it sometimes, and sometimes I just decide no. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm just gonna start drawing blocks because apparently that's what I do. So it's nice to try and form some good habits. Not always successful, but that's what practice makes perfect, I think. Okay, so I've got 5 minutes. Got 5 minutes on this one. So I'm gonna press play. And I like this one's interesting because of the weight distribution. That's very like a fun pose. I get a lot with this model on line of action, and I really like it when I do because I feel like his poses are just really nice for practice. I just feel like there's I don't know, they just feel like they've got a lot of weight, or the way that he's moving kind of does a lot like with the muscles and stuff. It's like you gotta think about it a little bit harder than maybe some of the others. Don't know what it is. They gel with me though. There we go. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I have 3 minutes. There we go. And I think in a bit maybe I'll rejiggle my windows a bit so that I can see chat at the same time, because it's been a while. Usually I can, but I am, because of the new layout, I've made my Photoshop window bigger, which means I don't have quite as much room on my desktop. But I'm pretty sure there's a winning combination somewhere. Okay. God, such a leaning back foot. That needs to go in a bit more. Okay, I'm doing very good for time. Taking stock, I think the torso is probably a bit too long. Or it's been proportioned in a really, really weird way. So I think that's something I need to just watch out for the next one. I don't think I've got much time to fix that. Got this big old pole. And that's basically where his foot is. Maybe just zooming in will help with my scale problem. Just think the jaw needs to be a little longer. A little longer, maybe. I don't know what's happening with his shoulders here. They're not great. Okay. Let's try and fix that up a bit. Now we've got some time. I think that just needs to be over. Just over a little bit. That line actually needs to be higher because there is more of his waist visible there. And we'll come in. That needs to be a little bit bigger. I think it's looking a bit better. And there, the toe is sort of up, which is a nice detail to have in because it's connected to the pole. There we go. And got a little bit of a detail there. Oh, and we're at time. Seeing a familiar model is like seeing an old squirrel you befriended. Kind of. Looks like the lower body is too small. Maybe the head's too far to one side. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I fixed a little bit, but I think the legs are still a little bit too short there. But let's see. We've got another gun. So, how long have we got? 5 minutes. Brilliant. So, we've got the head. The head is very far over. We've got this. Arms are kind of up like that. And then we've got this run. Well, nowhere near as much foot, but we've got this running pose going on. So a lot of this one is in like how the model is looking to the side, I guess. And their shoulders are kind of hunched up like that. And we've got how much of this arm? So we can see a shoulder here. And then that's when the arm is kind of coming in. So that's where this one needs to go. And this shoulder is actually, if I look at it properly, it goes past the face. So It should be more of this size. Just trying to pay attention to some of my reference points. Again, I'm nowhere near like a master of this stuff, which is why I like to practice. It's more of a co-working while I ramble thing than any like lessons from me, I would say. I think it's nice to, I guess, talk through my process. Okay. This just looks very long now. But I'm gonna stick with it. How much time do we have? About half. Okay, so we've got the muscle. Guess I'm focusing more on the upper half of this one. And then we've got the hands coming round here. We do have a trigger. Let's just put a rough shape in here for this very futuristic looking gun. Just so that we know that is what's happening here. And we got the other arm coming in. You know, like that. Yeah, the rest of this body, I mean, I'm clearly ignoring it. Like, no, this is so much, I've gone a lot bigger again, but that's okay. I'm aware that this line I tried to draw in has been very firmly ignored. So yeah, like we've got the rib cage almost. It's like this, and then I got the stomach. I think I just see shapes, if you know what I mean. Morning dungeon, gonna drop a like while you work. Your figure drawings are cool. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for dropping in. Happy New Year. Very stylistic. Like, yeah, I feel like I try to do the life. I just fall back into my usual. Just doing blocks and stuff. I'm very much in the groove of shape drawing. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think I can still get a lot out of doing this. I think I just have to pick a lane. Okay, so I think that's probably where my stuff shines. I just like to find the details in the shapes. Okay. Oh, I'm done. I didn't get the legs done of that one, but that's okay. That's okay. I quite liked it. Got the torso and the arms, yeah. I actually, this is looking at it again. I actually do like it. I mean, wasn't completely done, but I quite like the pose. So I'm happy with it. I am gonna have a quick swig of tea before the next one, which will be 10 minutes, so we can have a bit more time on that one. Num num num. Okay. Let me try and figure out this window situation so that I can keep talking to everybody at the same time. I'm going to start shrinking windows down, so my overlay is going to start looking a bit weird. I apologize. Shrink that down. And then it's as if nothing ever happened. We've got that back. And actually just need to turn this one off in the background because that's going to do weird things. Okay. if I just move this over like this. There we go. Okay. Now I can see everything. Hooray! Now I don't have to pause every time that I would like to see chat. So I can read chat as I go again. It's a bit cramped, but it's much better this way. Huzzah! Indeed. Okay, this one I am going to draw a line, because it is very... The hips are like... Testing. Oh, no, it's not that extreme. There we go. There is a bit like there is a nice boop in this one that I like. I think it's more I don't like using the eraser. Not until I'm a bit more comfortable, but yeah, we've got like a very nice curve in this one, so let's try not and get my scales completely wrong this time. We've got some hands, which will be over here and here. And they're kind of in like this. We've got a torso. And we've got some hips. And the hips are definitely further out than the head. So I do want to make sure that I get that right. And then I got a leg. And another leg. Very post pose. Love to draw an outfit on it with the hanging fabric and ruffles. Stuff disappears too quick. Stuff that as in the ones here. Yeah, well, I think you can pause it, which is quite nice. Which is what I've been doing in between chats. I didn't quite. There's not quite enough room here for me to get this leg fully in. I have it on class mode. You don't necessarily have to have it on a class mode though. You can set the length of the time to however long you need. This kind of works for me because I get to do a lot of different things. So the first couple are very quick poses, and that is mostly for me to just try and get the action. And then I like using the later ones to try and get like the muscle structure and stuff. Well, that's what I use it for. But I quite like the way the line of action does with their tools. I feel like this is not flowing very nicely, and I think the reason it's not flowing very nicely is it's too straight. It needs to be a lot more curvy. So I can come in and I'll fix that up in a second. I think I want to start at the top again. But yeah, if you wanted to look at, it wouldn't be the same images that I have, but if you wanted to look at the website to look at images yourself, there's !draw. That'll bring up the link to the website that I use, and you can specify like what models you'd prefer. And I'm not entirely happy with that line. You can specify the amount of time, how many you would like to look at, or how long you want to be doing it for. Whatever stream while you're at home. That is true. That is true. I will also post a link in my Discord, though, because I don't think it's in there, and it should definitely be, as a resource. Just in case. I mean, there's a few other websites that I know other people use, but I've always kind of stuck with Line of Action because it's the one that I found first, basically. It works really nicely for me. Okay, let's get some hands in. So here, let's think about that. Got the thumb. And then the fingers. So the shoulder will come out to about here, I think. And then we just need some hands. That needs to be... I mean, that is actually covered by the other arm now that I'm looking. So the other arm, it needs to be at a completely different angle. I'm not tired. Can't speak. I'm not sure what time I would need to stream for you to be at home, Exile. I think it's more of the afternoon my time, isn't it? This time is fine. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. This looks a bit wide, so this should probably be a bit further back. Oh no, that's too harsh, too harsh. Forgot to turn my opacity and flow down. Let's just get rid of that bit there. And come in. So we've got a finger that's basically on the mask there. And we got two. And a little one there. Morning! Hello, Deep Squirrel. How are you doing? Welcome on in. I'm doing some practice today. It is a day for learning. We have this very, very peculiar bird person whom we have been given to draw. So the shoulder comes in here, and it's quite round, and then, yeah, that lines up. And, yeah, it's kind of like a bit more on the elbow. Like that. How much time do I have left? 2 minutes. Okay, I spent way too long on the arms. That's okay. So, the legs, yeah, the legs need a lot of fixing. Unfortunately, I spent all my time on the arms, but that's okay. I think this is just a bit too big. This isn't long enough, I think. So we want to come out here. And we want to curve around. I think I'm going to just quickly come in with an eraser. Just lighten that up, because that's not quite... That's not quite right. There we go. Thank you. Thank you on the hands. I think they're... I am okay with them. Hands are one of those I feel like people are just never happy with. So we've got the thighs, and then it looks, I mean, that just looked nicer already now that everything's less square. I just think that needed to be rounder. And then this one needs to come in and then out a little bit. And then the knees are kind of here, I think. Oh, too thick. Too thick. I mean, it's better. Tired, but otherwise good. How are you this chilly Sunday? It is chilly. Definitely chilly where I'm at, but I'm good. I wanted to do some pose practice. Oh, dang it. I wanted to get that foot in. Let's give it a pause for a second. This is our last 10-minute, and then after that, we will give it a break. Oh, no, I didn't want to zoom out here. There we go. Zoom out of this one. Okay. I want to make sure I get feet in, because feet are the thing. But they're like my kryptonite, so I definitely need to practice those. I look closer, and the one behind... Yeah, like this one should have been a bit further up, but I've at least fixed the wonkiness that was the legs. They weren't great, but this is better. Let me have a look at what is happening. Is that Zabio? I'm not sure. Art has good foot tutorials. Ah, that's something I should probably look into. Please feel free to link it in the Discord. I'm always up for that stuff. There's some there's like a few artist tutorials that I use, but I just think I just need a lot of practice. But you never know. Someone's tutorial could just be the thing that just clicks in your brain. Just need to move my windows about a little bit before I start again. Okay, press play. 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes for this one. Okay. So it's a seated figure. Knees go up. I think they're way longer than that. I feel like I've got a tendency to just make arms and legs a little bit too short. That's what I've learned from doing life drawing sketches. Now I have big heads and tiny limbs. Which might just have something to do with the way I stylize things. Okay. And I'm always like, the head should just be ever so slightly smaller than what I think it should be. There you go. We've got a neck. We've got a body, which I think should be kind of slanted this way. And then we've got hips. And then we've got the legs. That went a bit wild. And down. Feel like imagining Jack's skeleton in poses might help. Imagine the character taller and lankier than they are. Also post, thank you. Maybe just because, yeah, I think, I mean, this kind of tracks for my own body type. Because I am a little bit round and stumpy, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm definitely not as round and as stumpy as I make people look in pictures, though, so I'm not sure if that's a great excuse. And then we've got like a tiny bit of a shoulder visible there. The chair back is from here. And then we've got, this is all cushion. This is all cushion. And then these poles will come over the feet. Got a small wheel. I want to focus mostly on the body, but I think it's just good to get that basic chair in. There we go. Good morning, Penguin Queen. How are you doing? Hobbit form is peak form. Yes, indeed. I do have that Hobbit form. Okay, I'm gonna just scale that down ever so slightly. So that I've basically given my room to go bigger if I need to. Okay, how much time do I have? About half time left. So I can just get some basic shapes in. And then after that, we're going to be doing some longer ones. So we can focus a little bit more on muscle structure. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? I'm good. A bit late. Was helping Mum with a particularly tricky puzzle. Ooh, puzzle. I'm assuming like jigsaw puzzle. Not like a brain teaser or anything like that. What was tricky about it? Or maybe it was a brain teaser. Okay. So we've got the neck, and then we have the shirt, which will come not quite that deep. There's a bit of a chest there. And the shoulder is just visible where the arm's being bent back. I think I'm gonna just take that down a bit because that looks a bit too high actually. Now that I zoom out, because there's a bit more space on the neck. So like there maybe? There. It definitely doesn't feel like the shoulders are like scrunched up. There is space. There is a bit of breathing room. Let's just lighten this up a bit. Make it easier to see. Or a dungeon puzzle. Who locked your mum in a Zelda dungeon? I'll fight them. I'll fight anyone who dares put anybody's mum in a Zelda dungeon. What cruel fate. She started at Christmas. The pieces are not normal shapes, and there's massive areas of just white grey. Oh gosh. It's like those all white puzzles. Fair enough. Those just seem impossible. Especially if they're not the usual ones. I'm not good enough with the boomerang for this. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how helpful they'll be. That's also too... That's not quite the right shape. It's a bit longer. I would say. A bit longer. Got a crease. Oh, I don't have much time. I want to spend more time, but I'll have to do it on the next ones. Okay, so there's not much of a gap here. Well, there's the chair. Wait, there's not much. That's too much of a gap. It's more of this. More of this. I don't think I'll be able to get her tattoos in, unfortunately. I don't think I've got time. Or there. I don't actually know. I don't want to assume. There we go. I've got this. I'm gonna just take this down so I can see. Everything's too dark. Yeah, I don't think I'm good enough with a boomerang up IRL to go fight in a Zelda dungeon. Probably needs some weapon training. Trying to draw circles. I don't want to spend too much time because I want to do the legs, but I want to make sure that the circles are pretty obvious. Okay. And we've got belly button there. We've got the leggy. First leggy comes in here. Down. I didn't give myself enough time for the feet again. What did I just say? Next one. We are 100% giving ourselves time for the feet. Oh, that's way too not right. Right. That's way too high. That's way too high. It is further out. But I think that's a bit too much. That's a bit better. That line's a bit better. Feet first. I could. It sounds like I'm not sure how I'd fit the rest of the body in, but then again, I am constantly rescaling everything anyway, so I feel like, why not? Why not? We'll see. We'll see what it is. I don't want to say, yeah, let's do it, and it be something like absolutely just horrific. Being like, I can't do this. Okay. No, I can do that. I can start feet first on that one. Okay. This is a bit of a mess. I don't know where her feet are in this one. I don't mind the pose. I feel like I didn't quite capture this as much as I wanted to, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get there. I think I corrected a lot of things. There was a lot of things to correct, so. Okay. How long is this one? 20 minutes. Okay, this one's 20 minutes, but I'm looking at the time, and I think it's time for a break just before we do this one. So if you need to get yourself a drink, if you need a bit of a stretch, now is the time for a break. Also, if you feel like drawing along or drawing your own thing, !draw will get up the link for Line of Action. It is a website I'm using to spawn the pictures. You can set your own class, you can set your own timings, you can choose the models. If the things that I do are just too quick for what you would prefer to do, or they're too slow, you can set up the class that is perfect for you. And if you do draw along, I would love to see the results, either posting a link in the Discord or whatever. I always like to see what people do during these co-working streams. But yes, it is tea time, or coffee time, as Penguin Queen has said. I will be gone for 10 minutes, so I will see you all when I am back in 10 minutes. Hello! I'm back. I hope everybody had a good break. I'm back with a 20-minute drawing. So I'm thinking what it's gonna throw me is a 20-minute drawing, a 20-minute drawing, and then maybe a 30-minute drawing, and then that'll be the end of the class. I think that will make up the 2 hours. I've been going slower because I've been chatting with everyone and pausing and then taking a break. So I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna draw the legs first and then the feet, so we'll have time for the feet. And then if we've got time, we'll put the top of the torso in, but this is gonna feel really, really strange. Because I always start with the head. On occasion, I'll start with the torso, like the shoulders. But I've never just started with the waist. This is just really weird for me. I'm just like, ugh. So if I actually think of reference points, the foot should be just a bit out. That's too much of a bend. That's too much of a bend. I think that's more of it. Oh, no, let's move it up. See, I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. Oh my gosh, but it's a good challenge. This is definitely like more of a more out of my comfort zone to just go ahead and start with the leg. That is not how I usually do things. We don't do that here. Okay. Let's see. Maybe? We've started with a leggy. I think that needs to go a bit higher. A bit higher. It's always a little bit longer than you think it is. That's that's my rule. I guess. I'm sure that could never be used out of context against me. Okay. Okay, we got a leg. Now we can draw a foot. That was the whole point of drawing a leg, is so that we could draw a foot. Gotta learn how to draw feet, so that I don't keep complaining that I can't draw feet. Okay. So it's up here. It's always the angle. Yeah, like I always do triangles, or like sometimes I like round off this corner with the toes. It's like the angle of this line in particular for me has always eluded me so. I'm gonna, because I feel like there's toes. There is toes here. We got a bit of a shape, and then this little toe is like, it kind of just sweeps in. Just kind of sweeps in a bit. And then, I mean, it's kind of harder to see. Got a toe here. Good start. Don't mess it up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Just making sure I'm not giving her an extra toe by accident. That would be hilarious. Too many toes. Okay. We've got a foot. a reasonable foot, I would say. We need an ankle. An ankle is kind of, it's here, doing its thing. I still don't like this line. I feel like this line is not quite right. Can I zoom in? No, it just makes the bar bigger. That's not very helpful. I squint. I squint. So yeah, it's not quite as straight as I was making it out to be, because this is kind of coming from here. And then this has got more of an arch to it. This has got more of an arch to it, like that. Maybe that's too much of an arch? Maybe that just needs to come out a bit more. A bit like that. I think that's still too high. Still too high. Just a disembodied leg. I'm just having a look. I think you could actually set things to just hands and feet in line of action. So maybe this is, maybe I just need to think of this for next stream. The feet stream. It sounds weird, but I don't think it'll actually be that enjoyable for anybody. Okay. Ah, this line. I'm also looking at it and I don't think it's tilted enough. I don't want to like, I don't want to be that guy, but I don't think it's tilted enough. I think it needed to be tilted a bit more. Do I rub it? I think I do. Oh gosh, that's been 10 minutes already. I've spent 10 minutes on this. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put the other leg in. And I will decide then whether or not I do this again. It was good practice. Yeah, it is practice. Everything is practice. We take it in stride. Okay, so this would be this line if I've done everything correctly. That would be how her other leg is going. Because that's the space we've got to accommodate for. And then the top of the foot here kind of lines up with where this is arching. So let's do that. He'll be quick in the future, indeed. I mean, it's not really, I wouldn't even say it's that slow. I think I'm just used to, I don't know, like having the zoomies. When it comes to drawing, I know that I can be particularly quick at things. So it's always just like, oh man, 10 minutes? Really? And this leg, the back of the leg. So the knee is below this knee. So we'll want to like come in. Kind of like that. That's probably where it is. Oh, it should be a bit... Okay, so my reference points are off, so the leg's not quite right either, but it's good enough, I would say. Okay, so if our if this is our triangle... like that, maybe? Okay. We'll get the second foot in. Maybe I'll like it more. There we go. Gosh. Okay, that needs to be longer. That needs to be so much longer. Right. We've still got time. So we've got the heel, and then it kind of comes out a bit. And then we've got this toe. So... got the big toe. Got these other toes being there doing their thing. Okay. I think it's just too angular. Angular. There it is. That's how to speak. It's just a bit angular. I'm having a real trouble with that word today. Wiggle your big toe. I was thinking about that. East Angular. Indeed. There was a time where I was from there. So that statement is correct. Well, was correct, I guess. Was a time. Yeah, I think you're right. The connection between the big toe and the foot. I think the big toe is a bit too big. So it's like it just comes in. Maybe? No. Like that? It's a solid, kind of okay. Yeah, I do agree. How much time do I have? 7 minutes. I have enough time to try that again. Trying it again. I'm trying not to make things too pointy. So, like, I feel like it's got more of this kind of a flow. Maybe. And then the toes are like here. How the foot, like, see how the foot you did is a smooth curve from the foot to the big toe. Like this one. Curves. I feel like this is also wrong. Like, there we go. Maybe? Better? The same? Feels like an artist trying to draw matching eyes. That is basically it, isn't it? We all have our weaknesses, I think. This is mine. I don't mind sharing it. It's how we improve. God, this is all. This is not going well. This line. It's always this line. It is a process. Usually I like to say trust the process. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I trust it today. Can I be trusted? I don't know. Now it's just too thin. Now this is just way too thin. Wake up your boss. Be right back. Okay. See you soon. Hopefully I have a nicer foot. Yeah, I think it's too long now. It's a shame because I'm liking the toes finally. Okay. We'll do this again. It's fine. We'll get it in post. Okay, so that is too long. Maybe that is better. Maybe this. Oh gosh, no, that wasn't what I wanted. I want the rubber. When this is done, I'm hoping we'll have a beautiful set of legs. I mean, I'm happier with this, I think. And then there's like this comes like that, and then that has a nice like thickness there. Not quite like that, but it's like that kind of shape. Let's get rid of those nails because that's not how that looks at all. Got like a kind of like that maybe? Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I don't hate it. God. There we go. I'm happier with it. I still feel like that they're a bit, oh gosh, they're not dainty. Like the model's feet definitely don't look maybe as chubby as I feel like I've made them look. Let me get rid of some of these extra lines so I can see what's up. Well, I haven't put the ankle in, that's true. That is always a helpful thing to do, but looks okay from a distance. Yeah, I feel like they're definitely passable, but I've got a couple minutes. I just want to try and do the some last minute tweaks. At least I don't mind the ankle on this front one. I think like if I've got to say something positive, that's my positive take. Is that I like the ankle. Yeah. I'm okay with this. There was a lot of whinging. A lot of whinging on my part, but I think it's I think I've gotten something. How much time do I have? 28 seconds. Yeah, I'm not getting the rest of that body in. Thank you for sticking with me through this dark time. There you go. Aha, there it is. You're all the better for it. This is true. This is true. Okay, well, we are done with this. We're done with this one. I am gonna have a quick swig of tea as a reward. And I invite everybody else to hydrate along with me if you have a beverage. Nom 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 nom. Ah, the tea is especially nice today. I've been very nice to myself. I've given myself some tea with a little spoonful of honey in it. And it's so tasty. It's very good. Okay. I think the next one I want to get back on trying to draw a big model. Probably because I think it's going to be longer. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we've got 50 minutes on this one. We've got ages. Which I think I can do. If I need a break in between, I'll give myself a break. I'll try not to. This has got some nice... So, I know it's harder for you all to see. I'm going to scale up the little image because I can. Because this will be the last one, I think. There we go. I might try... I'll see if I can find a better way of displaying this next time. Because there's been a lot of moving the bubbles. But I feel like there is some interesting feet angles, so we've got plenty of time to try and get this right. So I'm going to press play. What do people feel like is there any artists out there? What do you feel like your kryptonite is when it comes to drawing? Like, what is the thing that you think you find the hardest? Yeah, we could all share and have a bit of a moan. What's my weakness? Feet. Ah, me, yes. I should have waited for the second part. But there's got to be, is it just all very even then for you, Exile, of what you find challenging? Or is there, like, a particular thing? Okay. So, the knee looks like it's coming up to here. And it's about here. And we've got... It's got, like, a nice... curve there. And then this comes across like that. And it goes relatively far out, I would say. So yeah, this comes in around here. That's maybe where the one leg is. And the foot is going to be higher than the, or lower down than the butt, and I think that's pretty much it. And then this knee is very far out. Maybe that's too far out, but this knee goes quite far. So we'll do that as a guide. Like that, maybe? Maybe like that. And we've got, so this neck will come here. And collarbone is like here, which is nice and prominent. It's helpful for me to be drawing. And then we've got the hand would be here. This elbow is around the midriff and is on the second leg. And the body is, I think that might be too far out, the second leg. Like, I think this just might need to come in a bit. So the hand is maybe here. Which means this foot would be here. Like that instead, maybe. I'm good at painting in silhouettes. Better than I am at spelling silhouettes, even. It's not a fun word to spell. I always have to look it up. But I'm not a great speller. So I'm just having a look. I want to get as much of this foundation right as I can, because it will just help me further on. So we've got this leg. It might be a bit too chunky. And then the foot, there's a heel that it would need to be about here. That's where this foot is. Like that. And the hand comes out just before the foot. So I am putting it back kind of where it was before. And then the second hand isn't quite as visible. We've got that going like that. That might be a bit too much of a bend, so maybe like that. And the knee should be about the same height as the elbow. And that's where that foot is. And And this foot comes out here. Okay. I think we'll go with that. And I'm gonna come in, try and get some of these other things going now. How much time do I have? Good, 40 minutes. That was 10 minutes. I think that's okay. I mean, silhouettes, I think, is a really fun way of looking at it as well, because you need to have like a lot of the body structure right for that, for it to be visible, because you can't like overlay extra detail, if that makes sense, to hide sins. It needs to be quite dynamic. Nah. Good at visualizing positive and negative space in it. Yes. I always try and do that with these. When I'm trying to think of my reference points, I try and think of like maybe how the space between the arm and the body should look. I try and use that to help me scale things. I'm not sure I would say I'm necessarily good at it, but I think it's something that really helps me. So her mouth is in line there. Her eyes will be in line there. Got a nose. That's why when I want to make something look good, my style actually becomes lineless, so I can better add and subtract, more like making a 2D sculpture than a drawing. Oh, cool! So like a lot of I guess shapes, but in a different way to how I've been doing the shapes. That makes sense. That sounds cool. Let's get some eyes in. I always like to get the eyes in on the last one, at least, if I've been... You know, I kind of am happy to not work on the faces as much in the practice, because I want to focus on the bodies. But it's nice to get a face in every now and then. I think her eyebrows are too low down. Let's get rid of those. That's not quite right. They are higher. There we go. That's better. Get those in. That looks a bit better. I think that's a bit too curved as well. this curly hair. There's a little bit of another ear. In there like that. Defining things with gradients and shadows and highlights rather than solid definition. Yes. That's cool. That sounds like that would be really fun to do with like charcoal or something. It's been a while since I've done anything with charcoal. Though to be fair, it's been a while since I've done anything quite traditionally. I have a sketchbook, but it's I think I need to get back to it a bit. It's a little bit unloved. Okay. Got a shoulder. And then this one is a bit higher. I think if we just come out a bit more. And we've got a collarbone just above where the arm is here. I definitely find having lots of little lines with this helps me kind of, like, as you said, sculpt out a little bit. It's not quite the same as completely using like light and shadow, but it's sort of I kind of think about it in a similar way. Go. That's a bit high. Let's try and move that down a bit. There we go. It's about there. We got the chest. Show some time on the server, please do. Yeah, whenever you feel comfortable. But I'd love to see. And then around here. There's that. Okay. I don't want to go too big with the chest there. Make sure I'm not embellishing anything. Okay. So far, so good. I think I'm liking what I've got so far. So we've got another bit here. And It's got this bend here. And then we'll have a little wiggle there for the wrist joint. Let's get rid of my lines underneath there. Okay, just get rid of some of the lines on the face as well. Clean it up a bit. I think I made her face a little bit too thin, but I'm not too upset about that, so I'm gonna just leave it for now. So this'll... Yeah, that line doesn't make any sense to me. Like, hang on a second. This should be coming in here. Which means that needs to come down a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Once I start shading, I can't stop myself. There we go. Okay, well, I still like the shapes that are going on with the top of this leg, at least. I think that's lined up well. Because we've got that little bit of the torso showing. I'm coming into the areas I find harder to do, the legs and the feet, so we'll see. We've still got 30 minutes, so we've still got plenty of time. Like the last ones really do just slow down. So I think this is probably a little too big. Yep. So we've got the knee comes in like that. There. I'm gonna just take some of my working out off. Just find that it helps me be able to see a little bit better. I don't like getting rid of it completely, but I also need to be able to see what I'm doing. So what should I do next? I think maybe this front hand needs something. So I think that's where I need to start from. I've got kind of like this shape here. And I'm going to come in a bit while I do this. Okay. And then this back hand, just get rid of those lines. So we can see 2 fingers. Kind of clearly there. And just a bit of another knuckle. And then from there, we've got the calf muscle. And the knee. So ideally, I need to come out a bit to here, I think. There we go. What are other people up to while I'm finishing up this final sketch? Or maybe you've got something else planned for the rest of the day or next week? Anything exciting happening? I'm curious. There we go. Getting that shape in. Don't want that line. And Pet Mimicbot has also asked a question. Pet Mimicbot asks, what is your favorite color dragon and why? I think mine, if we're going, we can go with any mythology. I'm gonna go with D&D mythology, just for the time being. I'm gonna go with copper, because they are the friendly dragons, I think. Maybe I have my lore wrong. I wouldn't say I'm an expert at D&D dragons, but I think they're the happy ones, charismatic ones. Okay. Cleaning bathrooms because it's my job. Fair enough. Fair enough. The copper dragons are the prankster one. Yeah, that's the ones. I like them. I think they're very cute. Okay, so now I think I'm ready to try and do this foot again. I think I'm at a stage where I need to be doing this foot. I think this needs to just come out a bit further. There we go. I'm just stalling by cleaning everything else up. Yeah, I like the prankster dragons. Though I'm pretty up for any, like, prankster anything. I just find them cute. I think it's why I really like the Fae as well. Okay. It's kind of like this shape here. Because there's a toe and it's curved up I'm not sure if I've made it long enough. So if I just continue Knuckles like there, just give myself a reference point. It should come a little bit over like this. I think it's almost there. I think it's coming round from back here. I think that's why it's a bit odd. Maybe like that? I think it's that line. This top of the foot line again. Always haunting me. And then some of the other toes are here. Maybe a bit thinner. Maybe a bit thinner. Actually think it's maybe this line as well. Gotta get this angle. How does it work? How does this angle work? Copper scale mimics little mischievous spirits that can transform into inanimate objects and use an ungodly amount of acid. Oh my god, they sound adorable. Pretty much any mimic though, I'm sold. I do love them. Let's get that. Maybe I just need to revisit the shape of this. We've got the yeah, this one's like, I'm happy with the heel. And then it's like if I followed the ankle round. And it just stays quite uniformly wide, I think. Like that. I think, yeah? That shape? That looks okay. I'm okay with that. I think that's a bit of a better shape. And then we got the little toes kind of crushed. Yeah, okay, well that's better than what I did have it. Hooray! I think it's looking a bit nicer. Okay. How is it in terms of scale? Is it too big? Maybe? No, I don't think it is. I think just the toe's a bit chunky. I think it's just a bit chunky. And got the leg lining up. Yeah, well, think we're making progress. Progress is happening. I've got time to draw the foot. So let's focus on this one. If that's where the ankle is. This one's got like the toes facing forward. So it's like the flat of the foot. It's kind of like up there. And then we're squeezing the toes in, so these two are like squeezed in there. We've got the thumb coming across. Now the big toe isn't the longest toe for this lady, so we want to be making sure that these two toes are the longest. My big toe is definitely my longest toe. But I feel like there's like a kind of, it's almost like a more graceful shape. I don't know, like more like how you would picture a shoe, at least. Here. And then these ones are up because they are along a floor, like that. I think I just need to redo that line because it's a bit wavier and a lot longer. I think it's too far out. Either that or the hand isn't right. My reference points are slightly off for the feet. But I'm okay with it because I think they're looking all right. I'm just aware of it. Also, yeah, this toe should be up as well. So, that's the wrong brush. There we go. Second toe is also up. So I can see what the nails are. Yeah. That's doing alright. Okay, if I take stock, I think maybe I have made the feet a tad too big. But oh gosh, I don't think it's too much of a big. I think that's more of a next time. But I'm really happy with them. They're in the foreground, exactly. I am really happy with them. I think that they look good. They've been posed well. So I will take the win. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Have a little dance, a little celebratory dance. Boop, boop. just might go through and try and put some like proper shadows and stuff on. For the last little bit. So I'm gonna redo the shade around the face. So we've got this. And it kind of comes down like that. I think that should probably be a bit straighter. Well, I'm glad. I'm always happy when I feel like the last practice has gone well. When I feel like, you know, I've picked a thing to focus on and improved upon it as the practice has gone on. It's always nice to feel like you've improved somewhat. Okay, I'm gonna put some shade in here. And I think we're gonna just lighten that up. Yeah, I think torso's probably a little bit too short, but that's okay. Now that I'm looking at it again. Just because there should have been a bit more room, but a lot of the time when I'm picking things out at this stage, I'm just trying to make notes, like mental notes for next time. I don't think there's anything that's too much of a problem. It's like just trying to remember everything at once. There is shade where the arm is reaching over. And then it's kind of coming around here. That a bit of a shade. It is! I'm enjoying this one as well. What is it? Let's find out. It's Beats of Rage, so it's probably Streets of Rage. Alien Power. On the Game Chops. On the Game Chops radio as per usual. Yeah, I like this. The radio has added some really cool new tracks since last year already. I think this one may have been on there last year, but I can't remember. Ooh. Yeah, I like this. Okay, 5 minutes. About 5 minutes. I'll shade the hair. And then maybe just readdress the face again. Since we've got time. I wanted to leave a lot of the time for the feet, but it's actually... I think just focusing on them on the feet on the image before this one was just a really helpful thing to do. Go. So much curly hair. Okay, I might just redraw this eye. Because I feel like I can do it a bit better. gone back to a little bit of a chill vibe. Yeah, I think I'm a bit happier with those eyes. Got a minute. To maybe sort out the face a bit. That's not quite right. There you go. It's a bit more of the shape. I'm done! I'm done! Here we go. Let us zoom on in. That is the final one. Ah, having a stretch. Exit crab position. Yeah. I am happy with that. I like this. I think that turned out well. We can have a quick look at what we did today. We went through a lot. So we started off as we usually do with the 30-second sketches, which are all very much stick figures. Trying to get the poses. This one was holding a gun. This one was kind of just jumping in the air. This one was looking on their phone. A lot of these were just very quick. It's the first practice I've done of this year, so I feel like I have gotten a little bit behind it all, but this one's okay. This one's bending down. And then we had a bit more time to spend, so this is where we probably got up to 5 minutes instead of 30 seconds. This one I really like. We didn't get to finish the body, but I just really like this pose actually. I think that one went really well. This one, we did manage to fix the legs. We didn't get to the feet. Yeah, I like this one. On review, I didn't like it at the time, but that actually came out okay. Then we just practiced the feet. We just had a real practice. And now that I've gone away and come back, I actually think that I was a bit harsh on myself. I think they turned out okay. I've had to redraw them a couple times, but I think they look like feet. And then we finished with this one, which I think took the feet practice, ran with it. I think the torso is a teeny bit short, but that's the only thing I can really say. Tiny torso, a bit of a messed up face, but I'm happy with the legs, which is the part that we usually struggle with. So yeah, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sticking around for the entire stream while I yell at myself for not being able to draw feet. But yeah, I'm actually very proud of the feat that I have done today. Thank you, Penguin Queen. Thank you very much. Thank you for sticking around too. And everyone else who's just been lurking. Thank you for the lurks. I appreciate it. Okie dokie. that's my practice done for today. I think we'll just I think we'll end the stream here. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna end the stream today. I feel like I'm a little bit tired. Just the chatty one. It's nice to have somebody chatty in chat. Otherwise, I know there was a few things today where I went a bit quiet, but that's because I was in like full concentration mode. Oh, that was a laugh. Full concentration mode. Thank you, Exile. You have a good day too. I think I'll be streaming next Sunday. I will eventually come back to doing morning streams during the weekdays, but I'm still not quite into that routine, so I'm gonna just very slowly work my way up. You're going to sleep soon. Have a good sleep. Exile, have a good rest after your work. And yeah, I hope everybody has a good rest of their weekend and a good rest of their week next week. Until then, everybody take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!